I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of my YouTube subscribers as well as my patrons on Patreon. This is actually a milestone video. I had promised that I would record a video after my number of subscribers on YouTube reached 666, in which I would discuss whether 666 is a satanic number or a sacred number. So this is that video. Before I get into that, again, I would just like to welcome everybody again for my subscribers and my patrons, and I would also like to extend them all a very, very hearty thanks for their support, for their subscribing to my channel, for sharing my videos, and to all of my patrons who have subscribed as paying subscribers to help support this content. I'm working on a lot of different things right now. Got a little bit delayed today because we thought there was a coup taking place in Washington, so you can date the video now. Years from now, when this is floating around on the web, people will know exactly when it was made. A lot of other projects going on right now. I'm actually going to be making a couple of new videos related to the occult sciences. There's been a tremendous amount of interest on different aspects of the occult sciences. I've received a lot of very positive feedback, a lot of excellent comments from subscribers and just random people who've come across my videos. So I'd like to thank everyone for that again. And some of the videos, some of the material, some of the content I'm working on is, I'm going to, in fact, probably record right after this one a video devoted to a discussion of the differences between what is called the gematria, or the Hebrew system of letter mysticism, for want of a better term, letter magic, even if you like, in the Hebrew or Judaic tradition, and how it is different or similar to the Abjad system, which we find in Islamic occult sciences like Jafr. I'm also planning on some very simple, sort of very basic tutorial videos that deal with certain aspects of the Islamic occult sciences, which ordinary people can actually do without hurting themselves, because it is a kind of an area where you have to exercise a tremendous amount of caution. I have various other series that I'm working on, and so I would just like to, while thanking everyone, also humbly request that they continue sharing the videos, try and get some more of their friends and so forth to subscribe to the channel. If you can get any people, if they want to become patrons, that's great. If they can, that would be marvelous. You can go to my Patreon page, the link is provided, and you can look at all of what's on offer there. So that's so much for the messages. Now let's really get into the whole question of this idea of 666 and whether it's a satanic number or a sacred number. So where does all this really come from? It actually goes back to a passage which we find in the Bible, in the New Testament. It's in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verses 17 to 18. I'll read from that from the King James Version, and I think I can probably include this on the screen in the video. I've actually got the original Greek as well, but I am not able to read that very well. So in verse 17 and 18 from the book of Revelation, chapter 13, it says, "And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name." In verse 18, this number is revealed. It says, "Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. The score is a way of saying, in English, people really don't use it very much, of saying 20. So if you have 600 and you have 3 20s, 3 times 20 is 60, and 6, so 600 plus 60 plus 6 is 666. Now, it so happens that in the Christian tradition, this number became associated with the so-called great beast, namely the Antichrist. And the Antichrist is referred to apparently as the great beast. And so the word in Greek is to megatherion. And there is a system of Greek gematria, although it goes by another name, which is kind of hard to pronounce. It's isopsephy. I'm not even sure I'm saying it's right. Isopsephy. I-S-O-P-S-E-P-H-Y. So just as in Hebrew, you have a system of gematria, and I'm going to be doing a video on that and how it relates to the same kind of system we have in Arabic called abjad, whereby the letters of the Hebrew or the Arabic alphabet, as the case may be, stand for numbers as well as the sounds of letters. And so because of that correspondence, it's possible to express anything written in the Hebrew or the Arabic language in the form of a number. Well, it turns out that there was such a system in Greek as well. It's not talked much about, and it really wasn't very well known until, to my knowledge anyhow, this fascinating book came out, and I'm well known for my book citations and book lists on my channel, and that book is called The Greek Kabbalah. Again, Kabbalah is the system of Jewish mysticism, especially the manipulation of letters and so forth. And this book is by Kieran Barry, The Greek Kabbalah, Alphabetic Mysticism and Numerology in the Ancient World. Before that, about the only place you could find out about how Greek letters were used to signify numbers is in the first volume of this great book called The History of Greek Mathematics by the indefatigable Sir Thomas Heath, a great classicist and scholar of Greek mathematics who also produced a magisterial translation of Euclid's Elements as well as the conics of Apollonius and other works. So he talks about how the Greek alphabet is used to stand for numbers as well. And you can see exactly how it was done. There's more than one system, but the system according to which you get 666 out of the great beast, I'm just going to put that up on the screen now, and you can look at that, and you can see the Greek alphabet there. And then, so if you have the Greek word to megatherion here on the screen, then you can see that to is 370, mega is 49, and therion is 247. And that adds up to 666. Yeah, I'm not really too confident in terms of talking about what exactly the doctrine of the Antichrist is in Christianity. There are many different groups in Christianity, but suffice it to say that the term to megatherion, the great beast, tends to have been associated with the Antichrist. And that adds up to 666 according to one of the well-known methods of Greek isopsephy. There's another interesting word in Greek, which is the word for cross, stauros here. And there the ST is counted as one letter. And that is, if you add up everything there with ST as counting for 6, then alpha would be 1. And the next letter would be 400, then rho would be 100, and then omicron is 70, and then the final sigma is 200, and you get 777 from the word for cross. And then if you take the word for Jesus in Greek, Iesus, if I'm not mistaken, so you have an iota, eta, sigma, omicron. What is this thing that's like, it sounds like a Y, I forget the name of that one. Something like a U and then a final sigma. So that's 10 plus 8 plus 200 plus 70 plus 40 plus 20. You get 888. So those are just some mathematical curiosities. So suffice it to say that in the Christian tradition, the number 666, because of its association with the Antichrist, is considered to be a satanic number. We don't have that situation in Islam. Of course, Muslims also have a belief about the Antichrist and what all of that means. He's called the Dajjal in Arabic, but there's no numeric signification or association of the number 666 with the Dajjal. In fact, the number 666 is regarded as a sacred number. Very interesting. It's completely opposite than what you've got in Christianity. And what you find is that there is a particular magic square, and I do need to catch up on making more magic squares videos. Maybe I'll do one on the 6x6. But the 6x6 magic square, which I'm just putting up on the screen now. So you may want to pause and look at that carefully. But what you find in the 6x6 magic square is that every horizontal row and every vertical column adds up to 111. Now, if you sum all of the numbers there, what do you get? You get 666. So when I say all of the numbers, either you add up the sums of all of the columns, which would be 111, 111, in other words, 111 times 6, or you go all the horizontal rows. It's the same thing. You end up adding up all of the numbers. And so what you actually have is you have the numbers 1 through 36. So the numbers 1 through 36 sum to 666. Yes, and 6 squared is 36. I don't know if that means anything, but 666 is the sum total of all of the numbers in the basic 6x6 magic square, which is typically associated with the sun. Now, it's very interesting that in the traditional Ptolemaic worldview, in terms of how the planets are arranged, you've got Saturn and Jupiter and all the way down. And in that system, you actually have, in that system of these concentric spheres, the sun is in the center. And it's very interesting that in Arabic, the word for the axis or axial saint, or what's called the qutb in Arabic, qaf, ta, ba, adds up to 111. So qaf is 100, ta is 9, so that's 109, and then ba is 2. Yes, I do have these memorized in Arabic. You get 111, because 109 plus 2 is 111. Similarly, the very first letter of the Arabic alphabet, which has a tremendous significance in Islamic mysticism and theurgy, is alif. And if you actually spell out the word alif, you get alif, lam, fa. And that too adds up to 111, because you've got alif is 1, lam is 30, that's 31, plus fa, which is 80. So 80 plus 30 plus 1 is 111. Very interesting. Also, the word kafi, the sufficient in Arabic. I know that it's strictly speaking, if it doesn't have an alif and lam, so people don't write this in the comments that it's al-kafi, and otherwise it would be kafin. That's true, but in assigning abjad values for words like this, you read it as kafi, even though there's no alif and lam there, and so then it becomes kaf is 20, fa is kaf is 20, alif is 1, fa is 80, ya is 10. So again, you get 111. So the number 111 is associated with the 6x6 magic square, and 111 is associated with the sun, and is associated with the qutb, or the axial saint in Islam. The axial saint, in every historical period, there is supposed to be some sort of a saint who is at the hierarchy of all sanctity, and is therefore the axis around which the whole order of being, so to speak, in some spiritual, some cosmological sense, revolves, just as the North Star is the star around which all of the circumpolar stars go around in their celestial circumambulation or tawaf. So that's pretty much all I have to say about 666. For the Christians, it obviously has negative, evil, and satanic associations because it's connected with the Antichrist, and Islam, there is no such association. I don't know if it has any significance in other religious traditions. For example, I really don't know if the Jews have, in the Jewish tradition, if they have some kind of idea about this, or in Hinduism, or in the other religions of the world, and there are many. I don't know. Numerology is a vast subject. So if anybody has any information about that, please do include it in the comments. Please let me know how you like this video. And once again, if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. Thank you.